Going on, y'all? Snake the Jake back at y'all with Calamity Season 5. We have NA League 2 with WTA versus DeFi. Just going to go over a couple things here. With this being Calamity, we have 770. We have, of course, the banned tanks, limited tanks. These maps are available with Arctic Region, Cliff, Ghost Town, Himmels, Mines, Malinovka, Miravanka, Prokhorovka, Sand River Steps, Westfield. This is a unupdated thing. I just didn't have enough time to get it, but this is best of 9, so there will be possibly total of 5 maps. Possibly, I think it's possibly the 6th map if Ghost Town doesn't get picked here. And we're gonna go over a couple bans here. So looks like WTA has banned the IS4 and Himmels, and Defy has the 268 V5 and Cliff. So no Himmels, no Cliff, no IS4, no Object 268. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. This is still the postseason here. I think this is regular matchup, so this is not the losers bracket. So whoever, I believe, let me double check on that before I do anything. Yes. So yeah. So uh, they have neither team has been defeated yet. So they still, if one of them does lose here, they still got the losers bracket to catch back up. So they're not defeated yet. But I digress. It should be a good matchup here. I think I'm a little too loud here. There we go. Should be a lot better for y'all. It's just me today. Hopefully, I can still get my stuff lined up here just with the holidays. I'm going to try to focus on a lot of things with the new upcoming stuff planned ahead. And hopefully, my schedule lines up for everyone else here. But it looks like we got some tanks being selected here. It looks like WTA has decided to pick Proc. And I think they're going to stay Defy as attacking. And want to say, yeah. So yeah, WTA is defending, and Defy is attacking. Just by looking at a couple tank lineups here, very interesting to see a couple tanks being picked here. Kind of what I expected to see. There's a couple like ones that are kind of random in my opinion, but I haven't touched comp in over a year and a half, possibly 2 now, probably just a year now. So we'll see how that works out here. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams play out this. But it is a full lobby once I show up. Who's all over here? I will also go ahead and apologize if I randomly mute. I just got home. I wanted to make sure I commit to my promises talking about the stream. So I did get a late dinner, so I'm going to try to leave comms open for when it's time to go, and I can try to finish eating. I will be muted, but during gameplay I will not, just so I get everything going and commentated on. So again, I will apologize in advance. Looks like we are possibly about ready to roll here. I think I'm just going to say they're about ready to roll, so I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to roll. So some familiar faces on both sides here. It's going to be interesting to see. Like 260, that's kind of one of my picks. I'm like, that's a little interesting. Action 10, everything from DeFi is kind of what I expected. Maybe not the E5. I expect maybe another I7 attacking wise, but here we are. From WTA side, we have a Chieftain, Super Conqueror, Object 260, double IS7, Centurion Action X, and then a Grill 15. With Defy bringing a Chieftain, E5, IS7, double Murat, the Ryan Panzer, and the Grill 15 as well. Both tanks, or both teams, picking a Grill 15 here. Both of them are going to bring a Chieftain, and it looks like only one IS7, but we have double Murat. I want to say for attacking wise, their hit points are about the same. Alright, interesting to see. We're going to get, I see what they're doing, so they're trying to just get out of the render range here. Try to make them poke up and possibly delete one tank. Oh no, this is going to rotate. I think the Ryan Panther spotted almost everyone pushing in here. So it looks like they're just like, hey, we need to go B. There's nowhere we're pushing into a lot of these tanks here with pretty much 5 out of 7 tanks being heavy from WTA here. Defy choosing to go the B side cap here. Looks like they did get a Murat on top of the base here. The Rampage does take one from the Centurion Action 10. Might take another one here. He does not. So that's really good news for Defy here. Only taking one is probably best case scenario here. Or second to best, sorry. Taking none would be best case scenario. They're going to try to send the Murat down to the A0. He decided like, hey, I'm not spotted. No one's really up here, so that's really good for Defy here. And here we are. We might be seeing the Murat actually sitting, trying to get possibly two on the cap here. This guy's about to take one. Yep, Tyrant does take one, but looks like the Murat is ready to fire at this guy. He has one more shell. He does not, so he does get out, taking only 2 shells. They are still applying the cap pressure here. So Superman does take a nasty one from the Grill 15 here. It's 715. Really good shot out of that player here. Action 10 is back. Unfortunately, that the Tyrant is on a reload, and I think so is the other Murat from Defy here. So this guy can not necessarily peek all he wants, but he just kind of like, hey, I'm not getting fired at from anyone here. And I'm still, they're finally rotating some of these tanks here. I think they should have did it the second they put a camp, pretty much a person on cap here. And IS-7 is not necessarily the slowest tank, but it are taking a little bit to get to a good position here. 30 seconds left on that timer here. 20 seconds. There he is. They do spot him. Object 260 actually shoots and hits the IS-7. No one's going to shoot this Ryan Panther. He's the one that they need to focus out here. He does get the reset. Good shell from, looks like the Chieftain or the Super Conqueror here. Light tank down to a 2-shot with the new buffed tanks. I7 does get taken out here. So now it is a advantage towards WTA, but it goes already over, so it's now a 6v6. Hit points towards DEIFY here. Probably about to kick a nasty shot from the Grill 15 if he doesn't get down. He does get down in time. So now if I'm DEIFY, let's see, they have an E5 on the backside here. This is not the call here because it's now a 2-on-1. And no one's really getting on base here. They're not trying to push because now if they notice that there's 2 here, I would actually try to full send, like stack up on this Barat or even on this Chieftain here and full send from there. It looks like this Chieftain just gets free farm onto this E5. This girl is not looking at the Chieftain here in the middle here. It looks like the Rhine Panther is going to try to get him here. We spot him up so he can't really poke up for free. Not a lot of movement from DEIFY here other than the light tank here. Trying to possibly get back on that cap, and it looks like he does. Putting that cap pressure back on. So they are going to send an I7 on top just to see if he gets spotted here. He does spot the Chieftain here. So E5 does take one from, looks like the I7 or possibly Chieftain in the middle. They did get the Rhine Panther back on the cap circle. Girl 15 does get spotted. He's possibly just going to get out safely, and he does. Object 260 fires and misses. This Murat might be trying to just go right up over. He does not. He's just going to try to make sure the grill gets uncontested spotted when he tries to go up here. Looks like they did kill the Action 10, so now it's now a 5v6, and this is now DEIFY's game here if WTA does not try to push out here. Object 260 down to a 1-shot here. 20 seconds left on that cap circle here. 15. They got to make a play relatively soon. Grill 15 does come out, does spot the Rhyme. Looks like he did miss, but looks like the Chieftain did get that necessary reset here. So if I'm DEIFY here, I'm looking at hit points. Looks like they did get a good shell into this I7 Chieftain down to a possible 1-shot. I7 does get taken out by either the Murat, and he does get the Murat, sorry, on top of A1 or A0 corner here. Chieftain gets taken out. It's now a 2 or 1v1 over here with I7 Toasty and Hempfire from the E5 player for DEIFY. So now it's a 5-on-3. So now it's a 2-minute 50-second timer. They need to just get this guy on cap circle here. Send this. Let's see where this guy looking. I would possibly just risk it, to be honest. This guy's probably not going to look. He needs to worry about the cap or, you know, the E5, or at least saying, hey, this guy's looking not at me. Or he could do the sneaky play. Try to get 2 into the Chieftain if he's not running -10. With that extra equipment slot now, I want to say it's possible. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Really bad misses from Tyrant here. But they still on a timer here. Grill 15 does get taken out from the other Murat player here. So now it's a 2v5. This Chieftain just kind of has to make a play. He has no other solution. Does take one from the Looks like from the E5 or Chieftain Murat. Oh, it had to be the Murat. Does get taken out by the grill. Now it's just that Toasty and the IS7 here. So this will be Defy's game. Down to 20 seconds on the cap circle here, but we might see a kill here. 15 seconds. E5 does have a really good DPM, but I think could be a bounce here, and he does bounce, so that's just going to be game. GG for Defy here. It's going to be round 2. Let's see if WTA can tie the game up.
Fall back. Live to fight another day.
So from WTA side, we have Sith Lord, Chieftain, 1 kill, 3200 damage. Toasty in the I7, 1 kill, 2300. Leica in the Action 10, 1200 damage. E-Spice in the I7, 1000 damage. Panty Dropper, Super Conqueror, 467. Midor, or Midir? Jeez, Jake. Midir, Object 260 with 1 shot for 419, and ODST Conway with the Grill 15 for 401. From Defy, we have Meaty and the Grill 15, 1 kill, just shy of 5k. Good game out of him. Your Trust in the Murat with 1 kill, 4100 damage. Really good game out of him as well. Proximite, Chieftain, 1 kill, 2500 damage, 2300 assist. Tyrant with the Murat, 1 kill, 1500, 1300 assist. Hemp Fire King, E5, 1 kill, 1300, 1011 or 1100 assist. Little Skrilla, Ryan Panzer, 1 kill, 395 and 1500 assist. So the Chieftain probably got a little bit more tracking than spotting, because this guy should be a little bit more. And Bacon, IS7, with zeros across the board except assist for 284. I want to say if WTA probably rotated a little bit faster, I think they could have had a little bit more pressure on the cap circle, even if like just poke up at the same time. One of you is going to get deleted or just focus fire here, but I think you take that risk to try to kill the light tank to where they have to send a medium or they have to push into you. I think that would have been a better play than kind of just poke up one at a time. But I digress. So now WTA's has a chance to tie this game up on attack, and Defy has to defend. Oh, got moderator duties now. There we go. Let's see. So looks like we're slowly picking up here. With it being best of 9, if it starts to become a problem, I will put the 5-minute timer here just so things start to speed up here. Well, it looks like WTA is ready. We're just waiting on the last couple tanks for it from DeFi. Alright, sorry about that. Was eating. From DeFi, we have an object 277, a Chieftain, IS7, double Murat, Leopard 1, and a STRV, or a STIRV. From WTA, we have a Chieftain, Super Chronicle, double IS7, double Centurion, Action 10, and an object 268. So Action 10 does get spotted, Murat does get spotted in return here. I don't think this guy's going to take any damage. He might now, actually. No, he's kind of playing the ridge. Oh, right there, yeah, he does. Really good show from Sith Lord here. Let's see, they are sending 1 to A8, object 277. Interesting pick to be on the lighthouse, or sorry, the train tracks. And then we have the Serb kind of just camping at B1 here. Super Conqueror does get spotted. He does get into the bowl, only taking looks like one shot of damage here. That's a really good trade here. And Chieftain might as well. No, he's just gonna play outside of bowl. Double I7's being pushed in. Object 268 right behind him. Really good blind shot into a Murat. Super Kong does get spotted, and so does the Murat. These guys have not been spotted. This is concerning. They should get spotted now. Yep, I7 gets spotted now. Does take one. The two STRV is probably about to take a fat one from the 268, but I think he needs to move up a little bit more. He does, and he does slap a, was it a Leopard for 900. Start bouncing a lot of shells here. Again, still. Oh, there we go. We got 475. Looks like one of the chieftains or Super Conqueror did finally pin this STRV. I'm surprised the I7s are just kind of stopped here, and I think it's the play just for now until they try to kill the STRV because they These guys can't push up because of the Object 268. It is a lot of bouncing onto the stirrup, so I want to see how much damage this STRV blocked. A 839 roll from the Object 268, really good shot into the Object 277 here. So right now, they did kill one of the IS-7s here. Super Conqueror down to half health. The Murat down to 669. It's going to be interesting to see how they play this one out. STRV still on 1,300 hit points, just dealing a lot of damage into this IS-7. Back down to 890, and they kill both of the IS-7s. So unfortunately for WTA, both full health IS-7s get taken out here, and no one from DEIFY has been taken out. So it's now a 7-on-5. But good news for WTA, hit point advantage here is still above 1,200. Looks like WTA has decided just like, hey, let's see what we can do on the outside here. They do not know about this IS-7. This could be really bad for this IS-7. He does get spotted, does take one, put one into the action tent, but does take one in return. And now it's a 2-on-1 on this side here, so this is really bad for little Skrilla here. But they do get some really good damage onto Leica here. So he can actually push out and try to kill, making it a 2-on-1. This could be very good for the fight here. I need to see what's going on over here. They are sending, it looks like a Murat on the opposite side, trying to send the chieftain, but this guy cannot do it. I don't know why they're doing this. This guy just is about to get bled out. They're sending another Murat down. A one shot here. Murat, they are pushing in. Murat does take one out. I7 down to a one shot. Does get the bounce on him, does take him out, but now this Centurion Action 10 is about to get flipped and does get taken out by the other Murat. So it is now a 6-on-3 hit point. It's still towards WTA here, with them being a full health Object 268 and a Chieftain, but looks like the Chieftain, as I just said, took a shell on the way out here. There's a lot of one-shot tanks for this Chieftain here. Same with the Stirb, actually. If the Object 268 gets a really good shell right into a heat shell into the Stirb, can actually take him out here with a little bit of a high roll. Looks like the 268 actually shoots the 277 and takes him out. I want to say, depending on if WTA can actually spot out and hit their shots, this is actually really good for WTA here, being a little bit more healthier. I want to say this is not the way you want to do it. Trying to see what all is happening. 268 does move up, trying to make a play. Can't really get on both sides. STRV pumping as much as he can. Murat does take... Ooh, they're not spotting him at all. Does take him out here, but looks like they do. Sifler does kill the Leopard in return. Same with the Murat. That is really unfortunate. So it was a Chieftain killing two one-shot mediums, leaving them down to 215. Again, DeFi did catch this one back up here, so that 268 had to make a play, unfortunately, and it costed them 2,100 hit points. So it is a 3-on-2 Super Conquered with 1,000 hit points, and the Chieftain being a one-shot. I want to say they can still go and try to get a Chieftain on cap and just have the Super Conqueror see if they can spot out. This is the play right here. Send the chieftain. You know you can eat a damage or eat the damage, take and really aim in the shot, and then from there the super conqueror has to make a play. So here it is. Three, two, one. Does take it. That was. I don't know if that was an RBRT, but if so, I wouldn't do that when it's a crucial shot because you could have get set on fire or anything. But I digress. Really good shell on the Sith Lord here. Now it's just a 3-on-1. Super Conqueror has to make a play in about, I think it's 10 seconds. He needs to be on cap to force the cap, but I don't think he has enough time. He has to be a kill all uh, now. He can no longer cap, so this has to be a kill all play to in order to tie the game up. I want to say WTA did have a good setup here. I think if they could have not send the 268, because I think that was like their beneficial factor of keeping the health. Minute left. Super Conqueror gets spotted. Chieftain gets spotted. 409. 440. The Chieftain will probably get taken out here. Now this STRV, all he has to do is just line up the shot, and he does. GG for DEIFY here. Really close game here. It went down to the last couple seconds here. And DEIFY going to go 2-0 on WTA's map pick. From WTA, we have Conway, Object 268, 1 kill, 4,800 damage, just shy of 5k. Really good game out of him. Sith Lord with the Chieftain, 1 kill, 3,200 damage. Painted Dropper and the Super Conqueror, 2 kills, 3k damage. Royal Blood with the Action 10, 1 kill, 1,600. Leica and the Action 10 with 700 damage, 1,000 assist. IS-7s did 0 damage across the board, but with some spotting with 2,500 or 2,500 and 1,700 assist damage. From DEIFYs, we have your Trush with the STRV 3 kills, 4,600 damage, 1,000 assists. Good game out of him. Meteor with the Murat 2 kills, 3,400 damage. Cav with the Leopard 1, 2,200 damage. A little Skrill with the IS-7, 2,200 damage. 22, 22. Proximite with the Chieftain, 1 kill, 1,300 damage. Tyrant at the Murat, 1 kill, 1,100. And Blackout Sung with Object 277 with 718. So now this is going to be the DEIFY's map pick, and looks like they have chosen Miravanka. I don't know if my Twitch chat is working. I know I just got pinged by Dave. Thank you again, Dave, for the shout out on your stream. Hopefully your stream is going according to plan as well, and a really good match is upon y'all as well. Right now we have DEIFY going up 2-0 against WTA's map pick, and DEIFY shows in Miravanka. And I want to see if this being a very, I want to say defensive heavy side. I think it's like a 55-45 in my opinion. Defense has a really good chance of winning this, but a good attack strategy depending on how spread out they are. As most of the time, Miravanka, you have a lot of defense onto that A cap, onto the E1, E2, and then they kind of leave, one light tank or possibly two mediums to kind of just rush in and try to spot over there at the J7 cap circle, the forest cap circle, and it just depends on what all happens. If you can find a defensive light tank, it's actually the odds are a lot in your favor, unless it's kind of like a 50-50 split with the TD kind of camping around the K3, K4 corner. Unfortunately, the Tron is banned, But also in good news, it did get nerfed, so I want to see how that tank is still in the meta with it being a 850 versus a 950. I believe I don't know if I streamed these guys before, but I think they WTA did a play with that mouse, and I don't want to say I think they won the game. I don't remember. Yeah, I think they did. That mouse blocking, trying to get onto that B side uh, cap, the forest cap, and making pretty much a giant wall to where you have to push in to get a reset onto that B side. And I think it kind of worked 'cause I think y'all they just couldn't find whoever they're facing's light tank, so it kept them spotted, even the tank behind the mouse. So we'll see how that works out for WTA here. All right, there we go. There will be no longer mutes for me. I just had to chow down, so that's good. But I digress. We have the next match ready to roll here. We have from the five, we have a Chieftain, Super Conqueror, MBTB, T125, I7, Leopard 1, and the T100 LT. From WTA, we have Super Conqueror, Mouse, E5, I7, Double Action 10, and a Badger. Holy crap. Where's this Badger? There's the Badger. It's gonna be a weird one. But we'll see how this plays out. From the 5, we have a T100 LT and a Leopard 1 kind of just cruising, trying to spot out that B-side cap. And we have all the rest of the hold down heavies uh, kind of covering the A side. Kind of what I expected, except possibly the Leopard 1 in the back. T100, if he's just going to play passive, I think he easily spots out any one of their tanks that tries to play here. We just got to just find a bush and just kind of camp. We have E5 pushing in, I7 Superconk in the mouse. Now you know, like, hey, it's a A-side cap. This guy needs to be careful. Yeah, you know, they did spot the Badger. He's probably not going to take one. T100 actually takes one from the Centurion Action 10. So it looks like they did push out to Leopard T100 versus double Action 10s here. And WTA does got the cap going on here. Interesting to see that E5 bounced a lot of shells. 17 seconds. Toasty did take one from Super Conqueror. I'm surprised this Badger is not going to town. Looks like they finally have this. Looks like they did spot the E5. MBT on the backside here. Uncontested as of now because the action teams are just keeping the Leopards at bay. Unfortunately, let's see who wins. E5 down to possibly a one shot for the MBT. Does Toasty know the MBT's weak spot? He does shoot a really good shell. Remember, MBT does have a weak spot. The 1v1 going on. E5, Chieftain, I7, Super Conqueror, still battling out the mouse, I7 and Super Conqueror. Leopard 1 finally gets taken out. The other Action 10s are almost, they did kill one. Let's see, don't know how this fight is still going on. Alright, so the E5 does get taken out here. Chieftain gets taken out from the Phi. Looks like the Super Conqueror or the Badgers is going to town here. Let's see. 1v1 is still kind of happening out there on the far side here. Badger taking some damage in return as well. MBTs gets free farm here. So right now this is WTA's game to, I don't, unfortunate for WTA. Looks like an Amarak as well. So I want to say DeFi has, oh, looks like he did kill. So it's Action 10 from WTA did win out the Magical Force, but it took him way too long. I actually think if the Centurion Action 10s, like one just covered while one tried to farm the MBT in the backside here, it would have been a little bit better game for WTA here. And there goes the last heavy tank from WTA. So this is now Defy's game to throw. It's looking like Defy is heavy-heartedly going after this win here as quickly as they can here. Badger down to 800 and the Action 10 down to a one-shot. I want to say it was a good play from WTA, but I also think if they're going to do this, I actually think you send the Badger in. Like, push along as much as you can, or even get to, like, a good spot to where this Super Conqueror has to push up, and these guys actually push in. Because it was a 2v2, and with the mouse kind of being that one super heavy for a reason to soak up all that damage, you send him in and let the Super Conqueror Chieftain What else did you have? Yeah, E5, Super Conqueror, sorry, and IS7 kind of just do your DPM because the mouse also has a really good DPM as well. So we'll see how this plans out here. Two tanks from Defy down to a one shot. 1500 hit point IS7 and the MBT with 1200. Action 10 does spot, but the Badger also gets spotted in return, so this would be a really bad nightmare. Super Conqueror gets a really good shell into the Badger. Super Conqueror's up does bounce the potential killing blow. Action 10 does get taken out from the MBT, and now it's just the Badger. 1 versus 4. And
We
does
can't
get
hold
taken out by
on.
the MBT, so this is now by 3-0. From WTA, we have the Badger with 2800 damage. How much blocked? With 3600 blocked, so that's not a bad game. Panty Dropper with the Super Conqueror, 1 kill, 2300 damage. Leica and the Centurion Action 10, 2 kills, 2300 damage. Royal Blood with the Action 10, 1500 damage. Sith Lord with the Mouse, 1300 damage. 600 assist with only 1700, so the Badger did block more. East Spice with the IS7, 931, 300 assist. And the Toasty with the E5, 918 with 233 assist. From Defy, we have Proximite with the MBT, 4 kills, 5,000 damage. Really good game out of him. Meaty with the E5, 1 kill, 3,800 damage. Little Skrilla with the LT, 1 kill, 2,200 damage. Damien with the IS7, 1 kill, just shy of 2k with 500 assist. Bacon with the Super Conqueror, 1,600. Your Trush Leopard 1, 1,100. And Blue Rhino Chieftain with 514 and a little bit of assist. Again, now that I'm done, I can kind of talk through what I think should have happened here. Really good defense from the fight here. I think sending in the Super Conqueror, I didn't get to see much of the heavies kind of trade out, but I think I know they won, but I think they traded a little bit more effectively than WTA did, and I think the Badger, I think if he possibly um, pushed up and just ate a little bit more damage to do more damage, I think that flank would have turned out a little bit better for WTA. And I think Defy's defense, I think they should have either A, just straight up ignored the Centurion Action 10s in the forest, or B, draw them into the heavy tanks as well. Because a light tank and a medium, as you could tell, it is a hard fight. Even though you killed one and left one, I think it was on a one shot. I didn't get to really see that much fight, but usually a light tank against two mediums is a bad case scenario. But I digress. GG's to both sides here. I think WTA just had maybe a little bit more momentum. They would have won that game. On especially two of these, like last game for Proc, WTA could have easily won that game. Same with the first one. So this is just really coming down to like the last really engagement or even trading. I think WTA just figures out the trading wise or even focus fire the same tank a little bit more. I know you have to get the recess on the cap, and that kind of hurt them a little bit from a Defiance perspective. But really good games from both of them here. And I will go over. Thank you again, Dave, for the follow. Washito and Cav as well for the follow today. Thank you all. Again, if my stream gets done early here, I will rager off to another Calamity game because I think Dave is still going on, and I think Possibly someone else's. It's like a dual stream. I need confirmation on that before, but I won't do it until this match is over. Uh, Possibly we could have the same case scenario from the Fi here, but with them bringing a light tank, this could easily just be a B-side play. But also, I'm seeing Toast with the Mana Core. This is going to be a very hard push if they pretty much super bush the Mana Core. But we'll see how this plays out here. One shot, thanks to as well for the follow here. I want to see WTA get a little bit more momentum going because I think these teams, with them being into the postseason and both winning the first rounds here, I always want to see a tiebreaker, and tiebreakers are always fun. I actually think that MBT. I think if it was an E5, I think this game would have been a little bit more different with that was it Toasty, I believe. Toasty just couldn't find a couple shots onto that E5 because it was at first a 1v1 and the E5 has a little bit more DPM than MBT, but I just think that that tank's armor is a little bit trollier and you really gotta aim your shots here, so that was a really good trade for the Fi here. And we should be ready to roll on the next match here. Yes. Let's see. From WTA, we have a Chieftain, Super Conqueror, Object 7058. That's a interesting pick here. Leopard 1, or sorry, two Leopard 1s, Manicore, and a STRV 103. Manicore possibly getting that Super Bush ready. Interesting Super Bush, but we'll see how that plays out. And then from Defy is a Chieftain, MBT, B, Marat, Leopard 1, Ryan Panzer T100 LT. So double light tank and then a Grill 15. So double light tanks. Gonna try. Oh, Ryan Panzer does spot out the Manicore, but I don't think anyone is ready for that. And this guy gets punished for that. Very hardcore. I should have got that play here. So Manicore does get spotted, is forced to move away. But let's hope they send a light tank ready to roll because this guy has to move. Unless they're going to do like a bait and switch. Now the Ryan Panzer moves in while the T100 goes down the middle now. Really good focus fire onto the Ryan Panzer. These leopards can possibly be taken out here. He does get one leopard gets spotted, two leopards, one gets blind shotted. Ooh, this is really bad for WTA here. Murat does get spotted. Possibly the leopard gets out of the fight here. And the leopards do. Manicore does spot the T100 and the MBT, so the Manicore is in a super bush. I'm gonna quickly come over here, and here we go. Manicore super bushed up, keeps keeping the cap circle being pretty much uncapturable right now without getting spotted onto it. So here we get to see Miro's defense, pretty much as I said before, is if you can get a light tank super pushed up, this is exactly what happens. These light tanks physically cannot get on the cap circle without them spotting out the Manicore, because these guys on top of the hill gets free damage. All they gotta do is just wait. They try to do anything, Toasty gets them spotted here, so this is really good for WTA. Try to get back the momentum here, and looks like the hit point wise, it's very close. But again, WTA's side is up, therefore because they are defending, especially with Toasty's spot here and the punch on the Leopard ones. This could go either right. It could go either way, but I want to lean towards WTA because of their really good bushed up Manicore, but these guys need to play it really, really safe, because if they just keep doing this and get spotted, this will be really unfortunate for WTA, because these guys can, if one of them or possibly two of them dies, they don't get enough bleed, and they can actually just push in and try to spot the Manicore. Looks like they're trying to send the light tank in, or a tank. Leopard 1 getting spotted, so with the Ryan Panzer. Looks like Skrilla's about to do it. Dodges one, takes one, takes the other, gets taken out, and does not spot the Manicore. So now it is down to a one light tank from a DEIFY here. So now this is really, I wouldn't say it's out of the bag yet, but this Manicore doing a really good work of just fingers off the controller. Don't shoot unless you really need to, and then just get ready to move. They try to do the same thing with this other light tank. Again, interested to see a Object 705A. Would it be a tank I would pick in the lineup? Especially if you having a E5 pick, you can still pick. I think it's been a little bit better. Murat does take one from, okay, so Leopard or STRV. I'm just making sure there's not a lot of movement. So the Leopard from WTA is trying to come around to A6 here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. If I'm DEIFY here, I'm going to try my best to get this light tank out. So I would possibly come back to the bowl, go through here, and try one more time. And try to spot this tank. But again, it's a minute 30. These guys has to shoot this bush here. They get one reset at a good time. It is no longer a good play here. But if I'm also WTA, I'm just gonna wait. I would wait till the last, like, do it right at minute and 45. Toasty can just risk his tank, spot this T100, get the reset to where they physically cannot get on base here without seeing it like the Murat or even the Leopard. It looks like this guy is just getting pushed in. 30 seconds left. They're about to kill this Leopard. Does take him out here. 20 seconds left. So now Manticore does get spotted. Unfortunate misses. T100 does get spotted. Does get the reset. Down to a one shot as well. 208. So now they physically cannot cap unless they put another tank onto the cap circle here. Can they kill this Manticore? They cannot. Again, minute 30 on the cap. If I was them, you cannot get onto the cap circle. No idea what this guy is doing. Forcing. So now Toasty is forced to get one more pretty much spot. If I was the grill or the T100, I would not fire. Just get ready for the Manticore. Ten seconds left. I got 3 on the base. Manticore just brought out. Leopard does get spotted. ABT does get taken out. Manticore does get taken out. 2 seconds left. 1. And DEIFY does take him out and gets the GG with the cap. So now this is game point. And this is also WTA's map pick. Really close game. Last went down to the last like 15 seconds. Again, I think if WTA just had a little bit more fire onto the cap circle, a little bit better blind shots as well, um, WTA would have won that round easily. They had that really good defense, just unfortunately they just could not spot out the other light tank in that bush. It looks like we are going to Malinovka. I will go back because I did not get the damage reports. There we go. We have from WTA Madeir. There was Sturv, 1 kill, 2,000 damage. Sith Lord uses Chieftain, 1,700 damage. Panty Dropper with the Leopard 1, 1,265. ODST with the 705A, 1,200 with 2k assist. It's probably tracking, because say that's a lot. Royal Blood with the Super Conqueror, 1 kill, 1,000 damage. Acreus? Acarus. Leopard 1, 791. Toasty with the Manticore, 400 damage, but just shy of 6k assist. That's a really good game out of him, but that's usually just what happens with the Super Bush with the Manticore. From the 5 side, we have your Trush, Leopard 1, 2 kills, 1,700 damage. Blackout Sun with the Chieftain, 1,275. Cav Range with the Murat, 1,220. Meteor with the Grill 15, 821. Proximite with the MBT, 384, 1,300 assist. Little Skrilla, Ground Panzer, 359. And Bacon with the T100 as well. Both of them only do 1 shot and a little bit of assist as well. So this is match point for the fight here. All they gotta do is win one more, and WTA has to win out here to stay in this game. With it being Mally, I'm not a big fan of Mally. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a crap ton of mediums and like possibly two hold down heavies. We'll see how this one plays out though. Waffle being picked up, I was about to say, I don't think that's the play, with it being kind of like a vision game and a rotating type of map. I could see a Death Star or a Barn being played. That could be an interesting pickup here. Wow, I just got to speak into the existence with Meaty picking the Barn. Especially, are they on defense? Yeah, it looks like defense. If they send anyone down to an open spot and they don't spot a Barn, this could be really bad for whoever if that shell connects and pins. Alright, looks like WTA is ready to roll here, and DeFi was they're picking up the last tank here. So let's see, does DeFi have what it takes to sweep out WTA? And again, if WTA does lose here, they are not out of the tournament. They still have losers bracket here, so this is a double elimination tournament. Therefore, it's like, oh well, if they lose, they can still catch back up here and get another game plan here to try to face out if DeFi keeps going on to the championship game. I want to say, want to make sure whoever wins this, I think the other one already played out. Yes. So, Legion, whoever wins this one is up against Legion here. And DOA is going to go up against AMD. Whoever loses this one will have to face Khan in the losers bracket here. And looks like we are ready to roll here. Let's see, again with the Object 705A, but this time it's on defense. Progetto 65. Interesting tank picks. With WTA picking I want to say semi, like one I would pick up. So a good comp, like all of them are really good tanks here. With WTA deciding not to play a tank. Oh, we got readies from both sides. So let's see. Does WTA live on and force another game here, or just Fi win out here 5-0 and go on to, I think it's the semifinals? I want to say it is. But we'll go from there after this one gets wrapped up here. We have from the 5 Chieftain, 705A Murat, level 1, Progetto 65, Manicore, and a Shit Barn. From WTA, we have a Chieftain, double IS7, Centurion Action 10, T95E6, T100LT, and then the Grill 15. I want to see the barn. Medicora and the T100 does spot each other here. Anyone got punished? Does not look like it on either team here. Looks like the Grill, looks like he did fire, and looks like it's a Progetto. I don't really get to see who he was shooting at. Chieftain getting spotted, same with the, I want to say, what is that, the Progetto? Yeah. So WTA did get on top of the A side, or pretty much the hill. Grill does get spotted and takes one from the Murat. Murat does take one from the E6 or Action 10. Yeah, it's from the Action 10. I don't want to know where the barn fired at. Whatever it was a swing and a miss. So it's a 1-for-1. Grill takes one, but so does the Murat. So right now I want to say it's pretty even. WTA. Toasty does get spotted, looks like by the Murat or Manicore here. IS7s is going to push up here, try to get on top of that B cap here. And here it is. Double cap pressure bringing in the 50-second cap circle, or the timer. 25 seconds. Murat's moving up here. These guys, yeah, Manicore is starting to move up here. All they have to do is spot out this IS7s and let's see if they know the spot to get the reset. 15 seconds. Chieftain does take a lot of damage in return here. 7 seconds. 5. Murat does spot him. Does get the tracking shot into him, but looks like he does get taken out here. 15 seconds left on that timer here. The barn is starting to move up here, taking a lot of fire here. 8 seconds left. Shitter does get a reset here. 10 seconds left. They got to shoot the other one. 1500 onto that E6. Looks like it might not matter here. With 3, 2, 1. WTA does take the win here. GG for them. They're saying they are not out of this game. With a good strat of just capping that base, make them come to you. With them being a double IS7, it is a very hard peak. So GG out of WTA is what they needed here to stay alive here. From WTA, we have Sith Lord, Chieftain, 1 kill, 2000 damage. Royal Blood with the Action 10 with 1900 damage with 1 kill. Dropper with the Grow 15, 1500 damage. ODST with the E6, 800 damage. Just shy of 900, sorry. Basinki, IS7, 485. Toasty with the T100, 1 kill, 180. And then E-Spice with IS7. Zeros across the board except spotting or tracking for 305. From the 5, we have Meaty with the Barn with 1500 damage. Nomanane, or Nomahan, I like to call it because of the map, but it's Nomanian. Progetto 65, 768. Cav Ranger with the Chieftain 763, 500 assist. Your Trush with the Object 705A, 395. Tyrant Sig with the Murat 356. Bacon and Little Skrilla in the Leopard 1, and the Manicore with zeros across the board, except the Manicore with having just shy of 1300 assist. So a really good game out of WTA to not get swept here. Let's see if they can keep the momentum up and force the tiebreaker here. Just get 3 more wins in a row. Again, this is best of 9. So let's see if the Fi can possibly win out. All they gotta do is win out once, and I think it's also their map pick next. So even if they get 2-0'd here, this was WTA's map pick. Maybe the Fi just hasn't practiced his map as much as WTA. And we have a Fosh 155. Now it's an interesting pick. Defense, we have looks like a Mouse, a Valor, Chieftain, 268, T100, and an Action 10. Machine, Fosh 155, Rhyme. Very interesting tank picks here. That's what I love to see, to be honest, with the, E5s, Chieftains, and the T95 E6 being a one of tank. You get some very interesting tank picks here. Or maybe I'm just out of the loop. Maybe these tanks are just really good now. Alright, here, so it looks like we are possibly about to get the last rally side done here. So we were just getting ready for on both sides here. Looks like we are about to go. Yes, both ready. Kind of want to see what the Foch does here on attack. Looks like a not a TD for a defense from WTA, but we'll see here. From WTA, we have Chieftain, Valor, Mouse, IS7, Action 10, T100. All they do is a 114. I have not seen that tank in a hot minute. So interesting to see a Foch or the 114 get played out here. And then from the 5, we have the Machine, MBT, Object 277, Murat, Ryan Panzer, and then the Foch 155. Let's see here. I-7 pushing down to the south side with the Mouse, possibly with the 114, just kind of camping in the back, see what side they push, and then rotating accordingly. T100 getting Some possibly early spots. Action 10 going to a pretty standard G7 spot with a Chieftain of Valor doing the rock. Pretty standard with the machine. Looks like looks like two, four, yeah, five going on top of the hill. The Rhyme and the Foch is pushing out the G side. Machine and Toasty spot each other here. Toasty's taking one, taking two. Looks like Cab does take one in return here, so really good shell looks like by the Action 10, but does get spotted in return. Takes two in return from the Foch, so this guy's running the 120. Looks like the T100 also takes one on top of the hill. I can't really tell who got him down to a two shot, but the Ryan Panzer from from the Phi takes one in return, but leaving Toasty by a one shot for 152. So really good focus fire here from the Phi here. Looks like the machine still only took that one shell in return. And same with the Ryan Panzer here. So really good focus fire here from the Phi. Gonna be interesting to see what they plan to do here. Looks like they're just gonna push out. It looks like they did leave one. Looks like the MBT on top of the base here. Or sorry, on top of the cap. I'm surprised they didn't just cap B. You see what they did to you. Rampager's gonna push in. Gonna try to kill the T100. Taking a not really risky, but like could have potentially been really bad here. Does take him out. So if I'm Defy now, you just kill the light tank. I actually think you rotate back and send the 277 on top of the cap. Put everyone else on top of the B or the hill, and just say, all right, come get me. Your light tank can't push in here. These chieftains slash Valor has to poke up a lot to get the reset here, because now you see what they did. They just sent a lot of, they put the TD and the action 10 onto the side here. So now this is theoretically a 5-on-5, technically 6-on-6, or sorry, 6-on-4, and these Valors can still shoot back. Mouse still gets spotted. We're about to sneeze. Hold up, go mute. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Again, 4.5 minutes. Trying to get through a mouse is not ideal. I mean, this is the type of play I was expecting from right here. Like, hey, let's try to get these chieftains out, or at least keep them low. So now this, if I'm this Marat, I'm getting on B. These tanks cannot play there no longer without sending tanks over here. So we'll see. Come on, see. Chieftain does get taken out here. Prowler down to a 2 shot. Looks like the MBT just going to get on cap now. He just fell off the hill. In my opinion, I think you would have just sent a Marat because he's right there. And they got a poke. MBT gets a free shot. Or vice versa, I would send the Marat on top of the hill now. But now WTA is on the timer. Minute 15. 277 pushing in onto the mouse. Looks like the Action 10 does get the reset onto the MBT, but is now gets punished for it by, it looks like, the Foch. Alright, MBT just don't get spotted here. Unfortunately, he does get taken out by the 114, so that's a really good shell by him. I don't know why you're getting off the cap, unless you sent the Marat. I don't know why you're fighting at that, just kill this guy. Prevent them from even getting onto the cap. Three tanks on B, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is GG.
We may have lost this
Fi
one.
winning
We'll
5-1
be
here
back.
on this matchup here. From WTA, we have Sith Lord Yusuf with the mouse 1000 damage, 600 assist. ODST with the 114, 926. Royal Blood with the Centurion Action 10, 842 damage. Lions with the the Valor for 800 damage, 300 assist. Panty Drop with the Chieftain, 438. Midir, I had 7 zeros across the board, and Toasty with the light tank for 1400 assist. So all of pretty much the Ryan Panzer, and possibly one more. From the 5, we have Meanie with the Foch, 155, 2 kills, just shy of 4k. Little Squid with the Ryan Panzer with 1 kill, 2800 damage, 2100 assist. Or your Yort Rush, CS, 600 damage. Cab Ranger with the Machine, 645. Tyrant with the Marat, 619 damage, 1 kill. Proximate with the MBT, 1 shot damage for 468, and just shy of 4k assist. Light Tank did not do as much as I thought he would be, with the MBT going with 4k. And Blue Rhino with the Object 277 zeros across the board. I want to say GG's to both teams one last time here, and again, DeFi is going to move up into semifinals with WTA still not out of this fight, going down to lose brackets against Khan, I believe. Again, want to thank everyone here for joining me today, and I will catch y'all at the next game. Y'all, peace out.